el exec, el Vélez, el fenómeno que todos quieren ser, el chamaquito que no pueden entender.
How we doing, guys? Welcome to the Exec Talk Podcast. I am your host, Elvelez Wasan. So, NASCAR. We're going to go through Martinsville, Darlington, and now Bristol. Okay, so Martinsville, that was around 2 weeks ago. I wasn't able to cover it because I was in Puerto Rico, being with family and taking care of some medical stuff. So Denny Hamlin won at Martinsville in pretty dominant fashion. Denny Hamlin has won there 6 times. It's kind of like one of his like best tracks. He also won back-to-back at Darlington in less dominant fashion. At Martinsville, he absolutely dominated. From start to finish, it was an absolute beating. It's what he does. The track is called the Paperclip. That's what it's called. That's his nickname. It's short. It's like a 3/4 of a mile, less than a mile track. Very hard on braking. You need to keep momentum at that track. You're to pass. It's like choose a corner, choose a turn, whether it's turn 1 or turn 3 to try to dive bomb inside, unless you really want to get ballsy and get on the outside. But Denny Hamlin has dominated there ever since he started in the Cup Series. So he wins at Martinsville. That gets him into the show, into the playoffs. We go to Darlington. William Byron leads 264 laps at Darlington. Let me get that right, just to make sure. I'll tell you that, guys, right now. Yeah, 243 laps. William Byron leads. Kyle Larson crashes with, we're talking about maybe the second lap of the race. He crashes. He's out for like 143 laps down. He comes back out. With 6 laps left, he crashes again into the same inside wall, coming off of turn 4, heading into a straightaway. He just kind of loses it and hits the inside wall. While Blaney is leading, Blaney had just passed Tyler Reddick. Byron lost the lead on a pit stop. So while Blaney's leading, Kyle Larson crashes. Blaney's like, "Oh my God, I cannot believe that because he was gonna win. He was out there, and he was pulling away from Reddick." And then in the pit stops, they showed Denny Hamlin's pit crew. Their jack man, the guy who carries the car jack, did something crazy, something innovative. Instead of carrying the jack normally how you would around the car, he threw it behind his back. Now imagine a car jack. Even if it's made out of aluminum, it's still heavy. So he throws it behind his back, catches it with his other hand just to make it a little bit faster. And he had the fastest pit stop that last time that led to a green-white checker overtime. So he got out first. And at Darlington, if you get out first, you get on the outside, you basically have like the advantage, especially on new tires. If you can get out first, you're going to be up front for a little bit. And all he needed to be up front was for one lap, because once you come around, you take the white flag. The next lap ends the race, whether it's a caution, checkered, whatever it is. So that's what happened. Byron was behind him in third, gave him a push into turn 1. He got in front of Blaney, and that was wraps. And he won at Darlington. Then we go to Bristol, another classic, Bristol, Tennessee, one of the classic tracks of NASCAR. Been going there for over 60-something years since the series was basically birthed with the Winston Cup and everything like that. Cale Yarborough has won over there. Dale Earnhardt. I mean, the names of all the names have won there. And Kyle Larson absolutely dominated for the second year in a row. We're talking about leading over 400 laps. Just nobody could touch him. The guy he knows how to race Bristol. I mean, just back-to-back years just destroys the field at the classic NASCAR track. He pitted right. He pitted at the right time. Took the lead after Blaney basically lapped the field. Blaney was ahead of the field so bad that there was only 3 cars on the lead lap. It was Reddick, Ty Gibbs, and I believe that was it. Kyle Larson was catching him through the field after pit stops, obviously, through green flag pit stops. He was catching him. And Bristol's like banked, short track. You go through the outside. If you're fast and have momentum, you cannot lift. If you lift, like, you'll lose so much momentum. You get loose. So Larson's really good at running those type of tracks. He was a former dirt racer and sprint cars and all that. So he's really good at that, maintaining momentum on the high side. So he just chased him down, and then Blaney went into the pits because he needed to get new tires. Once Blaney pits, Kyle Larson goes around, takes the lead. When Blaney comes out, Larson's already like 2 seconds ahead. And then from there, I mean, it was impossible to catch him. I mean, he just going through lapped cars and just dominated. Just absolutely dominated. And that's what Kyle Larson does. He is technically the best in the sport right now as a driver of any discipline. If you're talking about road course, if you're talking about oval, short track, super speedway. So leaning all those is just distance of the track. So if you have a super speedway, you're 2.5 miles. That's your Daytona. If you have a speedway, you're anywhere from 1.5 miles to 2 miles. Your Texas, your Atlantas, your Charlottes, those are your speedways. And there's a lot more. You have Homestead as a speedway. Indy Brickyard is a little different because it's 4 corners and it's Indianapolis and something very special. And then there's a short tracks, which is anything a mile and a mile less. So 1.25 miles, a mile. Martinsville, which is 3/4 of a mile, something like that. Your Bristol, your Darlington, your Martinsville, all your classic short tracks. And then you have your road courses, which is your Infineon, which is Sonoma. You have your Laguna Seca. You have, which they don't race that, unfortunately, but they race at Sonoma and Infineon. They race at Watkins Glen. They race, I believe, at the Chicago Street Course, which is in the streets of Chicago. Really fun race. So those are disciplines within NASCAR, and then they also have different finishes. So you have concrete, you have pavement, asphalt, different stuff as well. And that all leads to different drive styles and different drivers being good at different tracks. But when you talk about guys that are good at everything, those Dale Earnhardts, those Kyle Bushes, those Jimmy Johnsons, Tony Stewarts, Jeff Gordon's, Kyle Larson's one of those. And I believe the best in the sport right now. He has a championship. He needs that more, obviously, to be in conversation with those other guys, but I believe he can. I think he's the best. You put him behind an IndyCar, he drive it. You put him behind a NASCAR, in the Daytona 24, he does great at it. So, to me, that's the best in the sport. And he's the last remaining old guys. He's like the LeBron, the Steph, the KD. He's one of the last ones. Behind him and Kyle Busch are basically the last two from the old guard. Everybody else is from the new guard. From Blaney, he's a generational driver. So is Elliott. You have a lot of generational drivers that their father, their grandfathers, or their uncles race. So it's a fun rating right now. Like young kids, still the old guys kicking. But it's a really, really fun series that you guys should watch. And I love it. I've been watching it since a kid with my grandpa and my dad, and I enjoy every second. So, but that was Martinsville, Darlington, and Bristol. Next, we go to, I'll tell you guys right now. Next, we go to Talladega. So now at a speedway, bump drafting. Big one, 33-inch of banking, so really, really fun track where Earnhardt Jr. used to dominate, and Waltrip, the restricted plate tracks that they used to call them before they were electric ignition, electrically fueled ignition, used to be carburetors. But very excited for today. It's going to be very fun. So